search for the heart of God and forgiveness for yourself from that person. Be really contrite about what you did, whatever your part was. Because let me tell you something. I could do nothing wrong and still offend you. Should I apologize? Yeah. If I love you like a brother, if I love you like a sister, if I have the love of Christ in me, if what I did, whether it was wrong or right, offends you, then I need to make it right. And you might say, but wait a minute, I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. God is about relationships, about strong, loving, caring relationships. And so if the relationship is broken, it doesn't matter. See, you need to make right for your part. Now, here's the thing. You're going to be tempted to say something like this. You're going to be tempted to go to the person and say, listen, I am really sorry. Will you forgive me? But, see the but, right? But the only reason I did it was because, see, would you forgive me? You see, you don't understand what I was going through at that time, because at that time, see, the temptation is to throw out the forgive me part and then fill it up with all the excuses and all the reasons and all your rationale and all the whys, how I got there. You see, don't do that. An apology does not need a clause. Don't add anything. I'm sorry, but hear what was going on. This is why I did it. No. You're cluttering it all out. See? Just say, I'm sorry I hurt you. Would you forgive me? See how simple that is? Regardless of what you did, the reasons you did it, why all the situation, anything in the world, you go to that person, you simply say, listen, I'm sorry I hurt you. Will you forgive me? That's it. Don't add buts. Don't add clauses. Don't add to it. Don't give excuses. Don't give reasons and rationale. Because what happens there? I'm going to give you the reason why, and then you're not going to agree with my reason. And so you're going to come back and talk about that reason. Before you know it, the fight is bigger than it was before. Because now there's two of us trying to justify each other. No, you know what? I hurt you. Now, in the back of my mind, I might be thinking, I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose. As a matter of fact, I was doing the right thing. You took it wrong. All that could be in my head. But when I come before you, I'm going to say, listen, I'm sorry I hurt you. Will you forgive me? And then you stop. Then you stop. You don't have to continue after that. You don't have to continue. Just do your part. Do your part and let God do the rest. Do your part and then let God do the rest. Because the truth is that when you go to that person, okay, you're going to get one of three responses. Either one, they're going to say, listen, I didn't even know. Right? It might be something you felt you offended them and they might be oblivious to it. And you come to them and say, listen, I'm sorry I hurt you. Will you forgive me? They might say, wow, I didn't even know. I wasn't even thinking about that. It's fine. The second response you might get is, I forgive you. I forgive you. And the third response might be, I will never forgive you. You know, it's too late. You've gone too far, what you did. I mean, you may never get that forgiveness. See, but regardless of which response how they respond, all we have to do is ask them to forgive you for the hurt you caused them. And then you leave the rest to God. You see, because if you've done your part, then God will do His part. God can bring healing and restoration where words will never do it or anything else will do it. That's why in Romans Paul wrote, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. If it is possible, listen, there might be someone on your mind that it will be impossible for you to ever be able to ask for forgiveness. Maybe that person is gone already. Maybe that person moved away. There's no access to it. It might be impossible, but if it's possible, and as long as it depends on you. Some people might say to you, listen, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk, don't call me, don't come by my house, and they will make it impossible for you to reconcile. Paul understood that, and he says, listen, as long as it's possible, and as long as it depends on you, make it right with everybody. Live at peace with everyone. And then finally this morning, number 3, stop, drop, and give. Give your heart and gifts to God. Give your heart. So he says, first go and be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift. Come and offer your gift. Come and offer your gift unto the Lord. Because once you have reconciled that relationship, the human relationship, then what would you want to do? You want to again reconcile your relationship with the Heavenly Father. It's the most important thing. Your relationship to God, your relationship with others. Those two things are critical. It's all about relationship. And I want you again to notice the urgency. The urgency. What is the urgency here? Stop. Stop. Leave your gift. Go get this right. What's the urgency? Well, the urgency is that he understands that the evil one is out there looking to kill, to steal, and to destroy. The evil wants to destroy relationship. If the heart of God is all about relationship, then the enemy's number one tool is destroying relationships, destroying marriages, destroying partnerships, destroying families, destroying everything. That's his goal. Because he wants to do anything that is against the heart of God. And we understand that the heart of God is rooted in relationship. Our relationship with God, our relationship to each other. I'll close with this. In Romans, Paul writes, in view of God's mercy, offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. And this is your spiritual act of worship. Your spiritual act of worship. We got to make it right with others, and then come back and make it right with God. Giving our gifts unto Him, and our gift that we give to God is ourselves. Our gift, believe it or not, regardless of how well you sing, is your songs of worship. When you come here in the morning, you begin to lift your voices unto Him. Those are the things, those are the gifts, believe it or not, that God loves. Because again, it's relational. It's you're spending time with Him in prayer. It's you're spending time with Him in His Word. It's you're spending time with Him in church, in a place like this, a sanctified place where God's presence is. So, relationships are so important. Especially in the holiday time, is when we start thinking relational more because we got family and friends and we have people visiting and you got all the gifts and you got to make your list, right? Start making your list and you remember people you have forgotten all year long. You haven't seen them all year, but you think, oh, I got to get them a gift because they'll probably come to the party. That kind of stuff, right? So we get caught up in that world of relationships, and for some it's depressing, for some it's hard, for some it's a difficult time. Sometimes you're getting different families coming together, and you're like, okay, let's see how this is going to work out. Trust me, I know. My family and Miriam's family, my wife's family, the older generation in the beginning, it was tough. Getting my mother and her father in the same room. That was a cage match. Too bad we didn't have video cameras back then. I'd love to catch those parties. So, Christmas for forgiving. Let's be sure we have that kind of heart that we're willing to forgive others. Because God has forgiven us so much. There should never be a reason to hold a grudge with someone. There's no excuse for saying, you know what, I'll never forgive this person. Because God has forgiven you so much. At the same time, we judge others by their actions, but we judge ourselves by our intentions. And so we got to say, maybe my intentions were good, but you know what? At the end of the day, my actions weren't that great. Maybe the reason I have this broken relationship is because of something I did. So we go to that person and just say, listen, I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm sorry for hurting you. Please forgive me. And then let God deal with it. Put it in God's hands. At least from that point on, you are good with God. Then you're able to come and worship and lay your gift. God will accept it. God will bless you. Let's pray. Father in heaven,